What is going on, YouTube people? Northeast Ohio cards and comics here for the impromptu live stream. As always, we just kind of fire these things up. My video for tomorrow is already done. It was done over the weekend. So I had some free time. So figured I would pop on for the old live. Got some Diet Mountain Dew. I don't have a purple shirt. It's not Fridays with Dakota, but what are you going to do? Yeah, nothing specific to talk about. So we'll just take questions from the chat and see where she goes. Tomorrow I have a PSA submission reveal video dropping. So that's tomorrow's video. And then I think I have an idea for Wednesday's video. And then also this week I'll be recording a mail day video / card show pickup video. Had 2 card shows over the weekend. Xenia on Saturday, Rated Rips on Sunday. Got 1 card at each show. If you follow me on IG, you've already seen them. And I've had 4 cards come in the mail late last week as well. So I've been doing a lot of buying lately. I sold to Vlad, and I have gone on a spending spree since selling to Vlad, really. So sold to Vlad and bought a bunch of basketball stuff. So we'll talk about that in a video this week. What is up, Scott? What is up, Dr. Doom? So yeah, if chat has any questions, otherwise I'll just vamp for a little bit, but feel free to fire in whatever you guys and girls got, and we'll just go wherever you lead us on this fine evening. Not sure how long I'll go for. I don't necessarily have a hard out, but you know, we will see. See how chat goes. At least probably an hour or so. I'm not sure I understand the full question. What is your opinion on the inflation effect with sports cards? Like inflation in real world? I don't know if that's what you're referring to. I really don't. I am not a smart enough individual to understand how real world inflation affects sports cards and collectibles. I thought people usually say that, you know, if inflation's going on, you want hard assets, but I'm not sure. Charles, what is up? I haven't seen the Shadow Cat come in the mail yet. I've been waiting for the PSA 10 Shadow Cat, but I haven't seen it. I almost pulled the trigger on a 129 CGC 9.6 today. I watched one end at auction. So, what's up, Mark? What's up, Talatiga? Yeah, that's what I figured you meant, Scott. That is too big a brain question for me, to be quite honest. What's up, Mark? What's up, Inglorious? What's up, the Collector from Cincinnati? Southeast Ohio sports cards. Topps Chrome coming out on Friday. Making any plans on this rookie class? Can't really get behind anyone, but I love opening Chrome. I am not planning on getting any Chrome, and I couldn't name a rookie in this class, to tell you the truth. Be quite honest with you, I don't know a single player in this rookie class. I'm sure if you threw names at me, but I would realize it, but I'm not sure. Baseball rookies confuse the hell out of me on who's in what product. But I'm not in love with anyone that came up. The big chase will be next year for Wander Franco, for sure. And I don't. He's been playing fine, but you know, he's this rookie class seems mediocre. I'd have to talk to Filmington to get the 411 on this class. I would rather just go back and buy like more Soto. Soto stuff seems ridiculously cheap right now. I know that the team's not good, and there's probably going to be better opportunities to buy him at lower prices, but Soto's legit good. He's legit young. He's probably the best young player in the league. Tatis is a machine. The shoulder still scares the hell out of me, but he came back on fire. Welcome, old school Steve from Hawaii. Why are you not doing fun things in Hawaii and watching this live stream instead? I have good luck at local shows. I really do. You know, I made a nice deal with, shout out to Logan from Card Collector 2. Little did I know. So I picked up my PSA submission from Card Collector 2 last week. And Logan, he is one of the younger guys that works at Card Collector 2. He was in a lot of the videos from the National. He was at the National with Ryan working the table. And he gave me my PSA order. So I was talking to him for a while. And then I go to the Xenia Ohio show on Saturday, and I ended up buying a card from him from his table. So small world there. But yeah, I have pretty good luck at the local shows. I made a deal yesterday at the Rated Rip show on a Luca. I'll talk about it in a video later this week. He had 1,100 on it. Last comps were 1050 and 1K. And I said, you know, he looked through my stuff for trade. A couple things grabbed his eye, and I was like, I could just make this easy. I was like, what's your best cash price? And he said 950. I said 9. He said 925, and I said done. And that was you may have seen it on IG. I don't remember which one it is. I have one sitting in front of me. I have two of these now, so I don't remember if this is the one that I bought Sunday or not. But I picked up a second Luca Optic Hollow PSA 9. I know that this comes across like crap on this camera, but is what it is. So I have two of those now. But like I said, I'll do a card show pickup / mail day video here probably later in the week, probably Wednesday or Thursday. I talked about this on the video Saturday, a little inglorious. I wouldn't touch 21 Select. I think going forward, Select's a pretty meh product. I would only want field level silvers, maybe color match. I would not go gaga over numbered stuff because like half the product's numbered. So just because they put a number on something is so watered down. This probably deserves a full talk all its own. I keep meaning to make this video of buy cards that matter. And I've really limited my pool of cards that I'm looking at down by a lot. I think chasing, just because something's chrome and shiny, chasing it is not always the right play. Because when you go to resell it, it's harder to sell sometimes. So I'm really just putting a premium on true silvers, color match, and color match adjacent. So there's like some exceptions to that. Like obviously golds are always going to do well. But I don't want like the green disco wave, you know, swirly ball parallel. So I'm just sticking to silvers as much as possible. Silvers and color match, because those are always going to be the first and easiest to move. I talked about it in my Nationals takeaway video. Especially if you're working with dealers, they want liquid stuff, not super rare off the ball stuff. And if you just stick mainly with silvers and team color match, someone's always going to want that. Whereas if you have the purple thingamajigger numbered out of 276, die cut, laser imprinted UFO skin, you know, how many people care about that? Whereas if you just had the silver, it would be easier to move. Because here's the other thing. The super low pop, fun numbered stuff only really matters, in my opinion, on like a handful of players. Like I get the whole scarcity angle, but like how many of the players that we're buying today actually are going to matter in 5 years? Most of this stuff, at least me, from the angle that I take at this fun game that we all play, is I'm buying most of this stuff to probably sell it again in the next 6 months. So I don't really care 5 years from now having the most rare card. The only exception I would make to that rule would probably be Luca of the modern players, and maybe Trey a little bit. That long-winded answer got me very far behind on chat. I don't put a lot of stock in documentaries bumping prices anymore. The Jordan doc was a very unique time and place. It might give it a little bump, but it's not going to be like people think it was, in my opinion. I'm pulling an auto. Do PSA if the card doesn't look like a possible PSA 10? Get more value, sell it raw. If it's something high value, I would almost always slab it. Like if it's a Herbert or a LaMelo or an Anthony Edwards or a 2 or a Burrow or a Bake, you know, whatever. Anyone that's like a legit good player, that has pretty good value, unless the card's just destroyed, I would always slab it. If you think there's something questionable on it, like it's a thicker card, like a thick RPA, I would BGS it because you might be able to sneak out a 9.5. 2 Hawaii people in here. What in the hell? Shouldn't you guys be on a beach somewhere? I am not sure, Dr. Doom. Maybe. But I think it'll be more on the ultra rare, super high end stuff, not like the stuff most of us are buying, if that happens. I did see the record for T206. It's nearly impossible to miss if you're on any form of social media. Do you think buying sealed 2020 Prizm football wax, good QB class with Burrow 2 or Herbert and Hurts? It's not terrible. I'm not a wax guy, so I'm not the best person for this. Ideally, if you could buy it at retail prices, that's your best bet. I don't know that I like buying it at already inflated prices. You can make the same argument for this upcoming football class as well with Lawrence and Fields. So, I did not watch that one yet. I saw some talk about it. A lot of people were saying it didn't seem very good. But I did not actually watch it yet. And I believe he sent those to HGA, which I vehemently do not like. Kieran O'Connor would be the best for this price currently. Hayes is pretty good. Hayes is a little interesting to me. A lot of those Chisholm started super hot, then he's been hurt most of the year. Yeah, those aren't like the best of names. I honestly think the best thing to do with Topps Chrome. I talked to Filmington about this at the National. I think, like, if you just went back and just bought hobby boxes of Topps Chrome and just sat on them, and when they first came out, like 9 times out of 10 it goes up. Just take the shotgun approach, because there's going to be some baseball prospect that comes out of the woodwork that, like, you put the other players are boring and have no hobby value. Like, it's baseball. There's a decent chance one of those guys maybe becomes legit good that we're just not thinking about. Could be wrong. You never know. But if I was going to buy Topps Chrome, it would be just to buy the boxes and sit on them. But once again, that's not my style. I want the action. I want the action. Yeah, I don't like chasing the rookie guys. So that's why you buy Bowman. I have not bought a single player from 2020 football or 2020-21 basketball. I don't own a single card from 2020 product onward. I'm not saying that won't change. Most of this stuff, so, I mean, we all know this, but we all chase it anyways. Most of these players are so overinflated their rookie year in prices that you're better off to wait a year or two and then circle back in and then jump on board. Unless it's like someone uber elite like a Luka. And I would only do that for basketball. Once again, I do not trust holding most football players in the season. Just too much stuff goes wrong. Golds and silvers, I won't even look at the rest anymore. Color match is a play. I am 100% on board the color match. But I agree with you. What are your thoughts on RPA patch autos with Panini not using game worn, player worn? Not sure what the point of Logo Man is. It could just be Logo Man buying 50. It's just flare. It's curtains. It's curtains on a wall. They're still cool. They're still going to look cool. They look great on a desk. I am hoping that after this year, next year they could do a rookie premiere again, and we could get back to at least event worn at a minimum. Whether they can or not, I don't know. They've been using the COVID excuse for this era that we are now in. So I'm hoping we can at least get back to event worn stuff. In the past, you only really used to get game used rookie stuff out of Flawless for the most part. I don't even think NT ever really had game worn because of the way the products release. It was nearly impossible. But Flawless, I thought, used to have it because it was the last product to release of the year. I'm a big fan of Flawless. I actually like Flawless better than National Treasures, personally. He got horrendous because like 4 and 5s. The next company graded them properly at 8s and 9s. I don't know that I would put HGA grading anything properly. I love Donovan Mitchell. I already have a bunch of Donovan Mitchell, so but I bought in the spring. He's one of the guys that would be worth taking a good, hard, long look at on a dip because he's really good. Really good. What is up, Justin? 160 different parallels in select football. Yeah, I believe it was something like that. Or that's basketball, maybe. Or maybe it is football, too. Most likely I will be at Tosley's on Saturday. Tozie's, Tosley's, Landon. I should be there. I usually get there right when they open, typically. Usually one of the first people in the door, right at 9. I think they open at 9. Usually they're right at 9 a.m. And then there's a show in Youngstown on Sunday. I am thinking about going to. The Holiday Inn in Boardman, Ohio on Sunday has a show. I do not remember the times, though. Youngstown Sports Cards is putting it on. I've had really good luck at the last couple local shows. What's up, carddeal.com? That's why you don't collect, just flip. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Optic. I really like Blue Velocity, too. I had a Blue Velocity Zion Raw. I sold it. CSG has the best slab from the neck down on the market. It's not even close. They have one of the worst labels on the market, and they are already disgustingly behind schedule. So they have 2 out of 3 things going against them. They need to change the label, and they need to get their backlog figured out because they've been open for 6 months and have a massive backlog already, which is a huge problem. I really worry people are going to treat them like SGC 2.0 and get pissed because their backlog's so big. I like DeAndre Hunter as a spec play. I've actually been eyeing up a couple DeAndre Hunter things lately. His stuff is dirt cheap, and I believe he's actually the second best player on the Hawks. I've come all the way around on him. I did not like DeAndre Hunter prior to last season starting, but I was completely wrong and came all the way around. Okay. This is going to be a video at some point in time, maybe even this week. This makes pop is not king. Just because something's low pop doesn't mean it should be worth more than stuff that's higher pop. Pop is on balance with demand. You have to factor in both together. It's not just about pop. It could be pop too, but if only one person wants it, then it doesn't matter. The fact that the silver is pop 318 and the orange ice is 358 is irrelevant because the demand for the orange is way, 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 way less on the orange. The demand is way, way higher on the silver, so the price is higher. It's simple economics. Supply and demand. It's as easy as that. Just because something's low pop does not mean it should be worth more than something high pop. You have to factor in demand on this stuff. And orange ice, just like we've talked about with all these select parallels, there's a million different parallels now. Most of them don't matter. 90% of them don't really matter. They're just a shiny coat of paint. So you have to, I shouldn't say you have to. Me personally, I am targeting the ones that matter. And in my opinion, the ones that matter are silvers, hollows, and a color match. So a red cracked ice on tray, I think outsells or sells the same on a silver. That is probably not the case with most other players. Greens with Jason Tatum, so on and so forth. Blue on Luka sells for astronomical sums of money compared to other parallels, even ones that are more rare. So just because something's low pop does not mean it should be worth more than other stuff. You have to factor in both. And silvers are the most in-demand parallel on the market. Not even close. I think it's a good time to buy most basketball stuff right now, to be honest. What is up, Dominic? Yes, this. Absolutely this. Now, let's this doesn't exist, but let's say the orange ice was a Baker Mayfield card. That would probably be flipped, most likely. Or if it was a blue ice. I like Mosaic from 17 and 18 and 16. I don't like modern day Mosaic. Some of the parallels do look really nice. Don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't go crazy for them. The base silver Mosaic parallels actually look pretty good, but I prefer 17, 18 for Mosaic. The pop counts are ridiculously low. And this goes to, yes, I know what I just said with low pop counts don't always equal demand, but the silvers are nice looking. The silver mosaics are nice looking cards. I wouldn't chase after all the different colored parallels unless they were color match. But like I had the Luka mosaic from 18. This was a card that I specifically targeted at the National. Mosaic Luka. It's a silver, nice looking card, pretty low pop. and medium demand. Given the pop, it is not high demand because most people forget Mosaic exists. Yeah, see, I heard the video itself was really bad, and the guy kind of didn't know what he was doing. Um, so I didn't even watch it, to be quite honest. I did pretty well, Jonas. That video will be dropping tomorrow, so I don't want to give too many spoilers away. 2020 Prizm and 2020 last two water now. 21 football will probably be overdone. You could be correct. We'll see what they do with optic. Though optic football was not. Yeah, we'll have to see what they do with optic football this year. Exactly, carddeal.com. Yep, Birds gets it. Yeah, it's really not that great of a video from everything I've talked about. We've not talked much basketball. If you've got a question, feel free to fire it in there. I will not be at the next Dallas card show. I personally don't know of anyone going. I know Steve's not going. I know Dakota will be there, but he's local. My next travel show is that I would like to go to is the Causeway show, but they haven't announced dates yet, so I can't commit to it. I really want to go to the Causeway show, and I am interested in going to the next Atlanta show, but I'm not sure when that is yet either. Just because Atlanta is very easy to fly in and out of. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Prizm Silver Optic Hollow. I adore Optic Hollows. The demand is not as high on Optic Hollows as it is for Prizm Silvers, but the pop counts are ridiculously low on Optic Hollows, especially in 10s. They are very, very tough grades, and they are gorgeous looking cards, in my opinion. And maybe Optic gets buzz now. I think Jeff talked about it at the end of his Select video the other day. With Select getting, the negative buzz now, does Optic get positive buzz if they don't print it into the ground? I've always been a big fan of Optic. I'm a sucker for the rated rookie, and I love the Optic colors. They look very nice on card. I don't think it matters. The whole Select retail base being blue versus hobby being regular. If anything, honestly, it could put a premium on the retail base because it's blue. It's shiny versus just regular old base. So. Yeah, PSA added complete through date percentages about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. Keldon's an intriguing play. His stuff's already gone up though. The second DeRozan left, his stuff jumped. What's up? We'll see if you're. I'm telling you, you're going to be back in your corner on Sunday or on Saturday morning. I do like DeAndre Hunter more than Cam Reddish. I do believe base still matters for sure. People still need an entry point in, so base is still going to matter. There's new collectors coming in all the time. There's people that don't have the same bankrolls as other people. Not everyone can go out and buy $500,000, $1,500, $2,000 cards, $10,000 cards. There are people that are coming in that are going to want a Tyler Hero base Prizm PSA 10 because that's what they can afford. Everyone's got to start somewhere, and everyone starts with base most likely, unless you're coming in with a huge bankroll to begin with, which most aren't. My general answer to this is anything undervalued, Luca or Trey, if you're looking for stuff to flip, just because they get the most buzz. I mean, like a rising tide's going to lift all boats for sure. Like, don't get me wrong. If if the players' prices go up, the other stuff's going to go with it. But I'm looking at this now, having been selling a lot more recently, like especially with shows opening back up again and doing more selling and trading in person at shows and trade nights. There's something to be said about the liquidity of a silver Zion over an orange ice Zion, to put it as simply as that. The silvers, hollows, color matches, etc., are just easier to move on the back end. So it's not like, yeah, if Zion Silver, if Jaws Silver PSA 10 Prizm goes up 50% because he goes off to start the season, most of his other cards are going to go up 50% too. Like it almost always works like that to some degree or another. It's more the question of when I go to move that card. If we lay out all our jaw cards, most people are going to be drawn towards the silvers and the color matches, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong on this, but I just, based off my experiences from the national and just dealers in general, trade nights are a little different story. People like the more quirky stuff, but if it's too quirky, then it gets hard to find a comp, and a lot of people don't like making moves on stuff that they can't find comps on. That's what Flipping Steve ran into at the national. Xenia show was solid. It's not temperature controlled, so I would only go if the weather was really good, and it was good weather on Saturday. It was nice out. It was like 80 degrees. There was a nice breeze blowing through. It was very comfortable in there. I've never been before, so I can't compare it to other versions of that show. I would go again. I would not go every single month, but that's just more because of the drive. I have a 3-hour drive to get down there. I ended up being at the show for about 2.5 hours. I only bought one card, which was the Baker booklet that I showed on Sunday morning's video. It's this guy right here, sitting right here on the desk, taking up 2 stands and a ton of space, but I love this card. NT booklet's very undervalued, in my opinion, at least for like PC items. Booklets are a great way to get a sick-looking card for a PC collection. They just don't go up in value like the other stuff does, but Xenia show was good. 2 buildings. I don't know how many tables were there. But like I said, I would definitely go again, assuming the weather was good. I definitely would not go on a super hot day. I would not go on probably a ridiculously cold day. But the 3-hour drive is a little bit of a killer for me. What would be perfect? What would be perfect for me is if Card Collector 2 trade night was on a Friday and the Xenia show was the next day, because then I would just spend the night down there. That would be chef's kiss ideal. What's going on, Jeter? I am not sure on this. Yeah, I almost bought a Luca Blue Velocity twice now and missed the boat both times. Both times I had good deals come up for one, but I did not pull the trigger on it. I'm kind of kicking myself on both sides. Yeah, this is a perfect point for this. Like a blue Baker Mayfield is a weird card, even though it's low pop and it's numbered, but blue with orange and brown, like. I think you still do see it on the baseball side though, and there's also less on the baseball side. To be fair, like you have your base refract, like at least Chrome, anyways. You have all the numbered stuff, and then you have your base refractor, your pink refractor, your sepia, your negative. But like my Vlad, for example, the Vlad that I had was a blue out of 150, a true color match, and that outsold the blue wave out of 75. So the Vlad Blue Refractor out of 150 had a lower pop, or I'm sorry, a higher pop than the Blue Wave out of 75. The True Blue outsold the Blue Wave of the exact same card. The Blue Wave's technically a color match, but people don't like the waves. So it does happen in baseball as well. I just don't think baseball has the amount of crazy shenanigans that like basketball and football do right now. Yeah, smack the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. We're on the quest to 2K. It's taken a little long time. I still do like field levels and court sides because of the legacy of field levels and court sides. I don't know that I would chase after a bunch of funky die cuts. Yeah, like I said, I didn't put a lot of stock into that video. I don't know that they're actually grading tougher. I really don't believe they're grading tougher. I believe they're just following their guidelines closer. So I don't think they're grading tougher. I just believe they're grading the way that they were supposed to be grading in the first place, if that makes sense. The problem with the ROI on PSA is the cost to grade, to be quite honest. I mean, so this is my second PSA submission come back. I had this one from Card Collector 2. I had Marvel cards come back. I am getting the same gem rate that I got before. Spoilers for the video tomorrow. I got 8 out of 10 10s. It was a 10 card order. I got 8 10s and 2 9s. So, and I sent those cards in October. Merle's World, what is going on, buddy? You could literally do this with any grading company ever, and it's going to be the same exact thing. I have never thought about selling on consignment. I've never had something that big that I've actively been looking to move to sell on consignment. Part of the comic book market is softening. Part of it's not. It just depends on what you're looking at. I mean, I made the video last week about X-Men stuff. I am looking hard at X-Men stuff. I almost bought an X-Men book today. Actually, I came real close, and I still might circle back and try to find one. Partially, what's going on is I've spent a ton on sports cards the last month and a half since the National, and I really want a giant size X-Men #1, and prices are coming down on it. So I need to restock the bankroll to potentially chase a giant size one because they are not cheap even in mid grades, and they have come down a little bit. Yeah, Keldon got a little jump from the Olympics, but he actually got a bigger jump from DeRozan leaving. Select silvers in general are fairly decently low pop. HGA is not designed to give 10s. Their main grade's an HGA 9.5, so you shouldn't expect HGA 10s. They're basically on a BGS scale. Same with CSG. They're not built to give 10s the way that their grading scale works. You're rarely going to see 10s in HGA or CSG or BGS. I am not big on HGA at all. I've made this publicly known multiple times. The only thing I would use them for is Marvel cards, and that's just because of the label match. To me, HGA is GMA with a better label. There's a lot of things Panini could do to make things better. Why they don't, I don't know. That would be one angle. I'm sure there's a negative to it that we're not seeing, but you're welcome, Christopher. Yeah, baseball parallels have gone up, but not like Panini levels. Yeah, I kind of talked about this on the Sunday show. You know, typically, would you sell football before the start of the season? It seems prices have not really increased. We would normally see preseason. Would you rather buy at this point or not make moves? The only thing I'm buying is Baker, but that's because I like Baker, both as an investment and as a PC item. So it's dual purpose for me. I have not bought any. Actually, I don't know that I own a football card now that is not Baker Mayfield, to be 100% honest. Maybe on Star Stock, but in physical form, I don't know that I own a slab that is not Baker Mayfield. I had some Dak Prescott, but I sold it over the weekend. I think there's a good chance that this football season is very much performance based. I just don't like the risk of football. Football to me is so risky because of the injury factors. And it's much more of a team game. So, like, one player doesn't have as great of an impact. Like, Josh Allen could ball out, but if the defense just sucks and they lose a bunch of games, then it doesn't really matter. His prices are going to go down, even if he's the best quarterback on the planet. Which, I mean, their team's really good. That's not the case, but you get the point. Certain cards are already going up. Here, guess what? Spoilers for the card market. Some stuff's going to go up. Some stuff's going to go down. Agreed. This is an old school baseball thing that they like the true original colors. Absolutely. I am probably most likely definitely going to Atlantic City next year. I might just rent a house instead of a hotel because you have to drive to the convention center anyway. So, no, I do not. Do you think it will get to the point where graded cards will be valued more evenly between the companies? No, I absolutely do not. I still can't believe we were in the same room together at the National Merles, but we didn't actually get a chance to talk because you were interviewing Steve for like 4 hours. I still like LeBron stuff long term. Absolutely. LeBron's the one thing you could buy and just hold forever and it'll be fine. Yeah, there's a lot of conspiracy theories around the gem rate debate. I mean, the data is there. Gem rate on IG tracks it every single month. So we have the data now. I'm not a big Westbrook guy. Ouch. That's a rough beat. Uh, I don't know if they have Arthur Treasures. I've never eaten an Arthur Treasures. I'm SGC's fine for quick flips. You got to send them the right cards. Got to be careful. Send them the right cards. If you send something too cheap, too base, you will get screwed. Anyone out of? I'm not putting stock in NFL preseason games. It is the NFL preseason. Let's not get crazy here, people. I mean, they are. HGA literally came out of nowhere. People crown them as like the savior of grading, and no one really knows anything about them. They've not made good decisions, in my opinion. The only thing that they did good was limiting submissions. That was a smart maneuver by them. Because one, it made sure that they didn't get backed up. Two, it built a false sense of demand for people fighting over spots. So it was an ingenious marketing decision to limit spots early on. Even if they didn't need to, they could have accepted all the orders that they got. It was super smart to limit submissions because it was genius marketing, if nothing else. It caused this frenzy of discussion about, oh my God, did you get in the HGA queue? Well, no, but I got to try to get in the HGA queue. Are we trying to get in the HGA queue? So, if nothing else, it was brilliant marketing. The video that they put out was an absolute disaster. Um, I would be very surprised if HGA exists in 3 to 5 years. And the only reason why I say that is that they are ripe to get bought out. I feel like they're positioning that company just to get purchased. Like that's the only reason why it exists. The only difference between HGA and GMA is the label. I put the same faith in either grading company. I don't have an extra. Actually, I do have an extra set of base 90 Marvel, but it's my one that I put together from a kid. Yeah, it's probably something I should look into now. But once again, I might just go um uh like a VRBO or Airbnb or something. Yeah, I 100% agree, Modric. There's a difference just because you got to look at what the gem mint grade is for each company. Probably Prizm silvers. Other grading companies will more than likely close the gap once PSA introduces lower levels. Of course, that is if my personal opinion, the gap widens as PSA. I disagree. I think it's the opposite. If PSA opens up lower levels, they're going to crush every other grading company. If PSA had $20 bulk right now and it took 8 months, would anybody use anybody else? Imagine a world where it was $20 to submit to PSA and they told you you'd have your card back in 8 months. No other company would get cards sent to them because of the PSA resale value. Now, you can't do that right now, so it's a moot point, but it is what it is. If that was the case, and that's what I think is going to happen, I think PSA is going to clear their backlog. It might take a year. Once they clear their backlog, they are going to price themselves to completely crush the smaller companies, even if it means they're grading at a slight loss, in my opinion, or breaking even, just to take the business away from the other companies. They have the money and the backing behind them to decimate most of the other companies. The only one, maybe not, is CSG because they have Blackstone money. And Beckett has decent backing behind them. If SGC becomes a problem, I honestly think PSA would just buy them. I think SGC is ripe for a buyout. There's been rumors for months that that's going to happen anyway. I would rather have MPJ because he's healthy. Jamal Murray isn't going to come back until the playoffs, and they may limit him when he comes back. They might baby him for a while. Whereas at least MPJ, you have a shot for his stuff spiking out of the get. So if you're getting into Jamal Murray, you have to hold Jamal Murray for a really long time, most likely to see a spike. I am doing quite well, super bad. HGA is the preseason of card grading. They are the NBA Summer League of card grading. CSG. We talked about them briefly earlier. CSG, I'll say this again. CSG has the best slab from the neck down on the market, and it's not close. They have the worst label on the market, and it's not close. They also have a huge turnaround time already, which is a massive problem. So they have 2 out of 3 things going against them. But I do like the slab itself. The label's terrible, but the slab itself is gorgeous. I do not own a single Steph Curry rookie card. Honestly, if you're going to buy Lonzo Ball, you should have bought it before he got traded to the Bulls. I wish they would. Sports card portfolio. I really do wish Star Stock would open an auction platform. That would be very nice to have. I'm not familiar with EMC. I like KPJ, but he's a head case, so there's risks. Oh yeah, of course HGA sells better than GMA. I mean, I'm not doubting that. I'm just for sure, but I wouldn't use either one of them. I have been buying a ton of Trey. Yeah, CSG has a major turnaround time problem. They waited too long to put stops in place to slow down. They should have controlled their intake better as a brand new company. That was a massive mistake. I'm not saying that they sell for the same. I'm saying I trust them to the same. Bitcoin. Calm down, buddy. I mean, there's a limit to everything. The problem with SGA is that he's on a mediocre team at best. So there's, you're not going to get any playoff bump with them. For selling rare low pop cards, is a buy it now at high estimated prices with offers a good option or start at auction better? It depends. If there's nothing going on to prime the prices, then yes, I would list it at a high bin / best offer and see what rolls in. If the player is hot and something is going on, like Otani 2 months ago or a month ago, whenever that was, when Otani stuff was just going crazy for like 3 weeks straight. If I had something like that, I would honestly run it at auction and just let the market feeding frenzy on it. It's risky, but I think you might be better off in a situation like that. So it just depends what's going on with the player. I haven't looked at Zach Levine's prices, but he's on my list of guys that are kind of forgotten about. I just don't know that the Bulls are going to be that good. Hey Cody, what's going on? I saw. Did you sell your Tatum Silver? I saw someone DM me that they got a Tatum Silver select at the show yesterday. That's the problem with being. That's the downside to being at a table. Cody was set up at the Rated Rip show yesterday, and I told him I saw a Luca Optic Hollow. I got that for. I told you I got that for $9.25. And I told him I saw a Luca Optic Hollow, and he's like, "That's interesting." And I was like, "Better get up from this table and go get it then." If PSA buys SGC, wouldn't it make sense to buy SGC now so you could just resub for PSA? I think the rumor was they came close to buying them out not long ago, and the deal fell through. I don't know how much that's pure rumor, but that it could just happen at any time. Really, they could just. I mean, PSA has the money. It's just a matter of them coming to terms if they want them. Siakam's an interesting play. His stuff's way down. Flipping Steve's real big on Siakam. I don't own Vladdy anymore. I sold all my Vladdy. I sold the Vlad Blue. I traded away the Sapphire. Baseball's in a weird spot right now because we're getting ready to start heading into the postseason stretch. So I'm going to be looking for deals on guys that aren't in the playoffs. So like if Soto stuff dips, I would be a buyer on Soto. If the Blue Jays don't make the playoffs and Vlad stuff dips, I would buy back into Vlad. So I'm kind of in hold mode on baseball right now, and just kind of watch where the market goes. You know, Acuna stuff's leveled off since the injury. We'll see what happens, but Soto would be the one that I'm the most interested in buying more of because I just honestly think he's the best. Tatis as well. I only have like one or two Tatis cards. I wouldn't mind some more. I was hoping for a bigger dip from his injury, but it really didn't happen. Yeah, Premier got a little bit of a bump. The Ruby Wave does not get as much love as the Ice because it's especially 18, in my opinion. The 18 Ruby Waves do not look as good as 19s do. Sure. If the resale value is better than PSA, but that's never going to happen. If HGA ever outsold PSA on resale value, PSA would just buy them. Honestly, I think if that ever happened, then I don't see that happening ever. Yeah, I think the $100 tier is going to come back sooner than people think. That's just a guess. I am not in the hockey cards at all. Everyone forgets Noir exists. Nice looking card though. The HGA pump by Bitcoin there is on hardcore. I'm just not a Kobe guy. I'm sure plenty of people are. Bulls will not be top 5 in the East. Disagree. Hard disagree with you, Justin. I mean, once again, it's rising tides lift all boats. So the other stuff's going to go up with it. If you got good prices on it, it's fine. Like it's not the end all be all. This is just what I am doing. Calm down, Justin. Eloy's not a triple crown threat. Hyper's lower pop, silver is more liquid. Spoiler alert, they all have scandals. Don't forget, guys. Don't forget. All the grading companies suck. Don't forget that. You could pick every single one of the grading companies apart. They all suck. They've all done dumb stuff. All the slabs have been recracked in lower grades and sent to the other companies and got higher grades, or vice versa. Whatever angle you want to take, they've all done it, and they're all suck. Yeah, the green is definitely a problem. Baker NT RPA is out of my league. Like a true NT RPA, true vertical NT RPA, I would never buy that of any football player, at least not in my current financial position. A true Baker RPA and like a BGS 9 is still like a 10K card at least. And at that price, I would rather buy a LeBron Topps Chrome. Yes, I look at the complete 3-day tracker all the time. I don't know about F1. I really don't. If they don't print it into the ground, it might do okay, but they have to keep the print counts low because the people that like it really like it, but there's not a ton of people that like it. So if you go too crazy, you'll water it down too fast. I don't know. I don't have a good feel for this. It's hard to tell. Shows have been busy. Like the Xenia show, decently busy for, a random Saturday in Midwest Ohio. Um, my local shows here in Canton have been busier than what they have been recently. They were super busy in the winter, like super busy when shows first came back. Um, then there was a little lull there, like when the market was crashing in May and June. And then lately, they've been pretty busy again, um, in my opinion, like going to the same shows every month. I definitely like Ant Man more than Wiseman. I don't know Russell Wilson's prices currently, so I don't know if that's a good deal or not. I don't know what comps are on MJ stickers, but MJ is always MJ. That's an interesting question. eBay still gets the most eyes, but I saw My Slabs actually had a record sales day earlier this week. Um, that is a very, very interesting question. I think it depends. As of right now, they're still the king, but that can change. Other platforms are gaining more traction. Uh, I do like My Slabs as a platform. There's some things I'd like to see them do better on back end stuff, but I know that they're working on that. I've talked to their CEO before. They have a lot of stuff in the pipeline. And they were on Dakota's channel at well talking about a lot of that stuff. So there is a lot more competition out there to sell your cards on. That is for sure. eBay's made some good policy changes. It took them a while, but they changed like the 3-day return policy thing. That's good for us. They've done a lot of other stuff to help. So Pittsburgh, what's going on, buddy? Are you going to the Youngstown show on Sunday? Pittsburgh? And did you go to the Youngstown card trade the other night? I am not a soccer guy. I'm just not a vintage guy. I like guys that currently play. I think it depends on the player, but I really don't know. That's too far to predict out with the way the card market's changed 110 times. Cade Cunningham's intriguing. I think Jalen Green's going to get most of the hype for this year, to be honest. Jalen Green's way more flashy. Cade Cunningham's really good, but he's I hate to say that he's boring, but he's not flashy like Jalen Green is. Jalen Green is going to get a lot of buzz this year. We kind of talked about this earlier, John. It's a balance of rarity versus demand, and knowing um, what stuff is in demand. Yeah, I would put Bulls in the bottom half of the East for sure. Bucks are better, Nets are better, Heat are better, Celtics are better, Hawks are better. I agree with all those. That's 5 teams right there. I don't see the Bulls being better than any of those 5. Maybe the Celtics, but I doubt even that. I actually like the Schroeder pickup for the Celtics a little bit. I mean, we'll ask Tom Brady, the GOAT here. He's a local vendor. How has, to me, from my perspective, I'm not there all day like you are. To me, the shows the last couple months have been busier than the shows in April, May, and June. But then in compared to February and March, they were super busy. But it felt like there was a few of those Canton shows that were pretty dead there a couple months ago, and it felt like the last 2 were pretty busy. But I'm not set up all day. So Tom Brady, the GOAT, there is local to me. He sets up at a lot of the local shows. It doesn't help. I hate to break it to you, but My Slabs is reporting to the IRS too. Because My Slabs uses PayPal Goods and Services, and PayPal Goods and Services has the exact same IRS reporting structure next year that eBay does. So you're not escaping that. If you use PayPal Goods and Services, you're in the same boat as you are with eBay. But you're not escaping that. Oh, there's a local one in Pittsburgh. I thought there was a Pittsburgh show coming up. I didn't realize it was the same weekend. Jalen Green looks real good. If I was buying Marvel Series 1, I would watch sealed prices before anything else. I don't think we know yet. Cade could be the better player. I'm just talking from a card value perspective. People are going to want Jalen Green more. Jalen Green's flashier. Pretty much any sport, it's safer to buy a sealed product. To be quite honest with you, it's just boring. Part of the reason why we do this, at least why I do this anyways, is I said this before. To steal a quote from Heat, the action is the juice, and there's not a lot of action in sealed wax. It is a good, safe. It's the mutual fun play. I still am a big believer in John Morant. John Morant is legit good. Start small and just build your way up. Grind star stock to learn the ropes. There's plenty of good stuff out there. Just use base. I know everyone hates base, but buy base. Take some risks, but don't get too risky. Take profit when you can get it. If you have a good return on a card, don't hold it forever. Just move it. Take the money, flip it into the next thing. I don't know. Star stock is not said. I don't see how they're going to escape that loophole. What they might do is not send it out until you cash out, if that makes sense. Like the money in your account is kind of fake money. And I'm no tax lawyer here. I have no idea if this is actually how this works or not. But I wonder if they don't have to send you one until you withdraw cash. As long as the money's in your Star Stock account, I'm guessing you don't have to worry about it. Shows have been busier, but so many people are selling. It's good for me because I've been buying a lot at like 60%. Yeah. How has I don't think the universe cards do, if you're specifically talking about those Pittsburgh. 92 a little bit, specifically the Carnage card, because it's his first card. Then other than that, Marvel Masterpiece stuff is always going to do well and Flair and stuff like that. But if you're strictly speaking Marvel Universe, then yeah, but you're still getting a 1099 from PayPal is what I'm saying. You're not avoiding the 1099 is what I'm getting at. Is loaded with collectors and almost too many shows, which I really shouldn't complain about. Hobby is strong. Yeah, we have. I mean, I could not complain about. I mean, we're not like Southern California where they have like 8 shows a day, but we also don't have the population base of Southern California. But yeah, I mean, we have this month in particular was insane with local shows, with basically multiple shows every weekend. The last 3 weekends, there's another 2 this next weekend. So I think there is a little bit of fatigue on that, but I think that's just unique to this specific month. I am pretty big on Luca. June of '97. You think they're getting caught up anytime soon? Oh, I'm in a lot of BGS submission groups. I've said this before. I like to hang out in a lot of submission groups just to kind of get the vibe. And a lot of BGS submission groups are just now getting cards back from June of last year on 30 days. I think you can request check too from Star Stock. Yeah, but he bought older select, and he's made videos about that multiple times. That's not like a news flash. That's probably the move. And then when you get it home, sell it for cash, even at a little bit of a loss. I don't think Optic will overtake Prizm, but I think Optic has a chance to be number 2 now. Select was number 2, but Select's got the taint now. And once again, older Select, nothing's changed. But and I don't know that the whole Select print run shenanigans on the modern stuff is going to have as big a negative effect on older Select as some people are speculating. The pop counts and appeal of older Select is still pretty high, and that's not changing just because they print more 21 Select. So I think anything goat wise is fine long term as long as you're getting in at good prices. Kobe, LeBron, Jordan. I know LeBron's not 90s, but you get my point. Yeah, as long as you're tracking, like what Dave said, it's a 1099, it'll be okay. As long as you're tracking your stuff correctly, you'll be fine. Yeah, you might have to pay a little bit, but you're not going to get killed as long as you're doing things correctly. I did not. All right, so I did not see. I got in trouble last time I said stuff like this. I personally did not see a lot of hockey at the National. I was not looking for hockey at the National. So, because the Sixers won a king's ransom for Simmons. So, all right, you want a name call? You get the mute button. You can have conversations, but you start name calling people, you get put in timeout. Yeah, BGS customer service not great. I mean, I don't think he was wrong. Select was a smart play at the time. Yeah, I've seen all the Facebook buzz about the Walmart 3 packs. I only buy already slabbed comics. Favorite NBA player? That's not LeBron, Luca. Yeah, but the 1099 is not going to have like, your cost of what you got into the card for. That's what I mean by when I say keep track of stuff. If you bought the card for 2K and sell it for 3, like to have that information tracked. I agree. I've been a big, big, big fan of Optic for a while. So look for my Optic pump video coming soon. I spent $75 on Optic sealed wax that I have stashed away. That label though, Inglorious. That label though. The Kings are a hot mess. They don't know what the hell they're doing. Healed is a very interesting play on a contender. Does it matter as long as you're making a profit, Dominic? As long as you're selling for way more than what you're into it for, then don't worry about it. You'll go nuts trying to time the market. Take your profits, take the money, put it into the next thing. Knicks will be spicy. They'll be in that same general region as the Bulls, I think. Oh God, please no, Justin. I do not think DC cards will pick back up. Marvel's just too much of a beast. How is a 1099 going to know what you paid for a card, though? If I buy a card on my slabs for 2K and sell it on eBay for 3K, how's the 1099 going to know that I paid 2K on my slabs for it? You'll have to reslab or sell it as is, and selling it as is will be rough. The stuff I sent to Star Stock, I immediately sold all of it that I could. It was mostly just junk NBA rookies. It was like a bunch of raw mosaic and optic NBA rookies, like Jordan Pools and stuff. I sold it as fast as I got it on there. I do like Revolution a lot. Revolution to me is a really good low end entry level product. Sam, what is going on? Sam from Women of the Hobby. If you're not subscribed to Women of the Hobby, you should be. Her and Hannah do great content, and Sam has some really fun guests. If you're not at the gym and you want to hop on and chat, I could send you the link. But if not, it's cool. Just DM me on IG if you want to pop on. I've been going for over an hour already. So if you wanna vamp for a while. I strongly disagree with this take. Optic rookies look great. That rated rookie logo, don't sleep on that. What's up, Tom? Lamar will probably have better numbers. Baker will have a better record. If you're not bookkeeping, you should be. So the comic market in Glorious has been weird. Stuff, basically, here's what's going on. Stuff that got pumped in the spring has come back down and leveled off, but it's leveled off at higher floors than what it was at before. So I'll use New Mutants 98, my go-to, as an example. It was a $600 book. I bought mine at 1,000. It went to 3,000. It has come back down and has settled in at 2,000. You could pretty much rinse and repeat that to some degree for most of the stuff that shot up in the spring like months. Things shot way up. They pulled back about another 20 or 30% and have now leveled off. That being said, there's other things going crazy just based off the Marvel hype machine. Kang stuff's through the roof. A bunch of people are specking on the next wave of stuff. So I think it's a good time to circle back in on some comic books. That's why I'm looking at a bunch of X-Men keys because they shot way up and ones that I missed the window on have pulled back, but they all leveled out at a higher floor than what they were at before. Luca Optic Pink Hyper, you feeling it? No, I'd rather have a blue Velocity or a Hollow. I have not looked at NBA Top Shot since I made that video about pulling all my money out. Oh yeah. I prefer Revolution over Status personally. Yeah, I picked up that Luca PSA 10 Revolution. I'm glad I did. It spiked way up right after I got it. But I really like Revolution. They're nice looking cards. Yeah, I'm a sucker for the rated rookie, but I grew up with the rated rookie. Love optic. I've always loved. I've been on an optic train since like day one, so no one can tell me that I'm optic pump and dumping. I love optic. I've loved optic since I got back into the hobby. I like optic more than select. Back in the day. I would not be selling any NBA right now unless I had to. I am not sure on that. I've never had to deal with a reslab at PSA due to their mistake. Optic just looks so clean. Select is noisy. They're not doing club level for basketball. I am pretty sure. Pretty sure. Optic hollows are the future. Thank you, Henry. I am of the opinion that if you have comics that are good keys, just hold them until you absolutely have to sell. Comics will always slowly go up, in my opinion. There'll be waves, there'll be spikes, there'll be ups and downs, but in general, if you hold long term, comics have such a high floor compared to sports cards, it's ridiculous. Oh, Marcus Smart, new 4-year extension. Everyone thought they were going to trade him, locked him up. I'm not sure on this year's class. New Zealand, what is up? Yeah, I mean, I was never big on Top Shot from day one. I called Top Shot a joke. I made my profit in Top Shot and immediately cashed out the second that I could. No, Bitcoin, I buy all my comics already slabbed. I do not have the time or energy to deal with comic book grading on top of all the card stuff. I made so many. Circle back to Top Shot real quick. I was so critical of Top Shot, and people in my comments just not everyone. Certain people were like, "No, Top Shot's the future." I'm like, okay. I mean, NFTs, there might still be a play there, but like Gary Vee's been saying, most of these things are going to fail and suck. There'll be a few that are going to be really good, um, but not my game. Not for me. I'm not big on Kobe White. I mean, at this point, you could probably get in so cheap if you want to like take a very small percentage of your pile of money and put a little bit into a couple Kobe Whites as a spec play. Sure. I think his cards already went down quite a bit. I could be wrong though. I have not looked at his prices. It depends on what you're doing. LeBron tops Chrome rookie for long-term play. Luca for a potential quick flip. I just collect Marvel. I personally do not buy anything CBCS. I only look at CGC. I mean, it's not a scam. Like I got, you could get your money out. It took forever, but it's I don't know that scam is the right word. It's not like the most terrible description of it, but I don't know that it's like a scam. Yeah, I've never been a big believer on Kobe White. A lot of people liked him last year, but I don't know that they'll ever get to Jordan level prices, but yeah, I mean, those people that grew up in the 90s and in the 2000s are going to look at Kobe and LeBron like the people that grew up in the 80s and early 90s look at Jordan. I don't know off the top of my head because I don't grade with CGC for comics. I just buy them already graded, but I know that they are very backed up. I think last I looked, I don't remember. I did a video about that about a month ago, and I don't remember where they're at. He spiked the night of the finals and then went right back down again, like pretty much everyone thought was going to happen. I don't know what you mean by this, Joel. Oh yeah, what exactly did you get that you couldn't get watching a YouTube video? I don't know what you mean by that. I don't think so. I feel like I already missed the window to get in on graded games. I just did another one. Just did another one this week on PSA 9s versus 10s. I like De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is a sneaky play. SGA is on a bad team. That's the problem. I think it depends, Jonas. We're kind of in uncharted territory right now with the NFL market because stuff's not flying up the board like it should or like it would normally do. It's staying relatively flat. So I think if guys play well, then yeah, their stuff's going to go up unless they see a huge run up. That was last year's market. Maybe this year's is different. Last year, everyone saw a huge run up prior to the season starting, and then prices tanked. This year, people are not seeing a huge run up prior to the season starting. So if a player plays well, his prices are probably going to go up, would be my guess. SGA is legit good. He's just on a bad team. I mean, I get this take, Joel, but like buying a card is just like buying a picture that I could look up on. I can look a picture up of a card on Google Images. What's the difference? I can even print it out and put it in my hand if I want to. What do I think PSA bulk rate ends up being? 30, 40. Nat Turner says set registering. So here's my prediction for PSA prices. I might screw this up a little bit. I've typed this in multiple comments before. Regular reopens at 100. Economy reopens at around 50, maybe 60. And bulk is between 20 and 30. But it could be a year before we see that stuff. I feel like the people that were in it for the super quick hot minute got out during the dip. I think a lot of people are still exiting now, but I think a lot of people came in too. And I think once there's this weird flush out period of the Johnny come latelys, like the people that really don't want to stick around, which is I think what we went through the last 6 months. The net result is there going to be way more people in the hobby, like at the start of this NBA season, than were probably ever in it, other than the peak during last year. So I think it's still going to be strong. I mean, the crowds at the National were insane. I don't know the top 5 off the top of my head, and that's not really my style. Jalen Suggs is legit good. I don't know what his card prices will look like, but he looks like a player. Nope. I think it's just supply meeting demand. I think a lot of people are selling NFL right now, and a lot of people are buying NFL right now, but the scales are balanced. I will say the one thing which I have not done like hard research on this, because it's tricky to do because all the cards are numbered and there's not a lot of them. And I've only noticed this with Baker because I've been very closely tracking Baker's auto like RPA prices. Baker's base card, and once again, I'm pigeonholing this to Baker because I've been following his stuff extremely closely because I was looking to buy an RPA. So I do not know if this goes out to other players. I don't see why it wouldn't. Baker's base cards and like hollows and whatever have stayed relatively flat the last 60 days. Baker's RPAs and autos and stuff like that have been jumping in price a lot. I don't know if that's across the board because I haven't been following like the Josh Allen flawless market very closely, but I've been paying very close attention to flawless, immaculate, and national treasures, like the $500 to $3,000 stuff, and that stuff is moving and moving well, and usually jumping in price every time one sells. But that's not something you could throw up easily on a graph because some of that stuff's numbered out of 15 or 20. Um, so it's really hard to get the full picture on that. But it does seem like football, like RPAs and stuff, are seeing big price increases, even though like base stuff is not. I do like MPJ. I don't think it is giving the other companies a chance to gain a foothold, but as I've talked before, if PSA reopens at $20 a card and gets you your cards back in 8 or 9 months, then no one's going to use the other companies anymore. I don't know for sure, but probably. If crypto or if the general economy crashes, then yes, the hobby is going to go down too. There you go. 3 months to get his first CGC submission back. Justin uses them. This was the case last year, Inglorious. Midseason was the best time to buy football last year. That was when Patrick Mahomes was at his cheapest. Baker was at his cheapest. Lamar was at his cheapest. The only one that wasn't the case for was Josh Allen. I just don't like Marvel masterpieces. I don't invest in Marvel cards. I more just move in and out of them. I would rather put money in the comic books than Marvel cards. Um, I'm probably biased on this, but I think I like Kyler. Kyler seems sneaky. I am not up on the Curry market, so I could not give you a great answer on that one. Steve Speaks, fellow YouTuber, just hit 1K subs recently. Are you worried about overproduction on newer products? Yes, I am. I don't chase rainbows. I don't chase waterfalls either. I like building Marvel sets, are the only sets that I put together. Um, Probably Jalen Green will have better numbers because Jalen Green's going to be the go-to on that team, whereas Porter still has the Joker. Any of the main ones: LeBron Topps Chrome, LeBron Paper, and Bowman Rookies and Stars Paper and Chrome. I think are the 4 best of just like the plain old entry level stuff. There's a couple upper deck ones floating around out there too, but I do not see that at my local shows. You see some SGC, mostly select football. I don't target specific cards. I more target specific players, and then I'll have a group of cards for that player. Please don't put Sam in timeout. I don't know what you mean by that. Insanely cheap Baker, SGC 9.5 for about a third one of BGS. Should I get it crossed over? You really can't cross over right now. It's too expensive to cross. That card's not worth paying $200 for. If it comes back a 9, you're screwed. Yeah, that's probably the right window. You can actually even go a little higher than that. I mean, any LeBron rookie is technically worth a hold. It's fine. It's like the Fleer Retro that we were just talking about a second before, Fleer Classic. It just doesn't get the love. Any LeBron rookie is always going to go, you know what I mean? Is always going to be a good hold. It's just it's going to be second, third, or even fourth tier behind Chrome, Tops, and Bowman, in my opinion. The like police are here. Smash the like button, folks. And subscribe if you haven't. If you're not subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? What are you doing? The quest for 10K. I'm 200 away, or less than 200 now, maybe. 2020, 2021, none. If you mean like this past year's class, I'm not big on last year's class. This upcoming class, I like some guys, but I'll probably wait for their prices to fall back down again. Like their product's not out yet, but like I'll wait until next year at this time to buy the rookies from this upcoming class, if that makes sense. Probably. I am not going to bet against Tom Brady. My Slabs posted this just today on IG that they had their best selling day ever. I forget what it was. Let me see if I can find it. What was it? My Slabs community since the National. Okay, I'm sorry. It wasn't their best day, but My Slabs since the National sales increased 56%, volume increased 23%, and the average cost per item increased 27% on My Slabs. Here's the thing I would ask those people that are posting on My Slabs. Are they posting at the right price, or are they posting at the same price they have it listed for at eBay? Because if you do that, it will not sell. If you're posting to My Slabs, you should be around 10% cheaper than eBay comps. That's my first question when people say their slabs are sitting on a particular selling platform is what do you have them priced at? No, I do not think Leonard Fournette is worth buying. I do not follow the soccer market at all. Would you ever purchase less than a 9.8 on an exceptionally expensive book that you want? Yes, but only if it's not modern. So mid 80s or later or older, I would be fine purchasing less than a 9.8. Absolutely. If it's from, let's call it late 80s onward, I probably only want a 9.8. The only exception to that might be an ASM 300 because it is so expensive. Like I would strongly look at a 9.6 and an ASM 300 just because a 9.8 is $6,000 even at its discounted price. I almost bought a 9.6 today of an X-Men key that is pretty pricey. And like I'm looking at a giant size X-Men #1, I will not be able to afford a 9.8 because I don't want to sell my house on both my cars. I don't put a lot of stock into the whole first year set thing. Jaylen Brown is my favorite out of the 16-17 class. There you go, global. I don't have either. If you're a Kershaw fan, go for it. You can always find Kobe rookies. You can always find Kershaw rookies too. The Rada grade game is really tough now. It really is. That used to be the great way to make a come up. Now I think it's you just gotta make plays. You know, when stuff looks too cheap, buy it and then sell it when it goes up. Make a little bit of profit, rinse and repeat. Because you can post on both places in Glorious. I mean, at least if you're not running auction. Like if you're putting your card best offer buy it now on eBay, why wouldn't you also list it on my slabs at 10% cheaper? It doesn't hurt anything to list. You can list cards both places as long as you're not running an auction. So, I mean, if you're putting it up at best offer buy it now on eBay, you absolutely should do the same thing on my slabs. Just split the difference, take a little bit of a hit. Maybe not necessarily a little bit of a hit, but sell it. You could sell it for a little bit less on there. And, you don't have to deal with as many fees. So you could pay it, even if you did 5% less on my slabs, you're still saving 5% on seller fees. You don't have to do the full 10% discount, but you could do a little bit. They do, but I forget what it's called. Someone in chat, what is Topps' version of National Treasures for baseball? I cannot remember what it is. Eminence, maybe? Is it Eminence? It just depends on the card and the player. You still have to put a desirable card and player out there. I don't like chasing 9.6s in moderns. No, thank you. The census counts are too high. I would agree with this. I own no Justin Herbert cards. That should pretty much explain it all. Yeah, comics are a crazy thing right now. Oh yeah, I got in Thursday afternoon, halfway through the day Thursday. That's pretty solid, Paul. I'm not gonna lie. Definitive, I think, is the one. Definitive and Transcendent, I think, were the two that I was thinking of. I don't know which one equates more to National Treasures. Bush League, what is up, buddy? I feel like I haven't seen you in chat for a long time. I feel like I haven't done a live for a while. I think the last time I did a live was post national. I was on Dustin's channel last week, but Loki, the god of mischief, is here. We're in trouble now. We've been going for 90 minutes. I'll probably go for about another half hour. Maybe we'll see if questions keep firing in. I'm in no super big hurry. I probably want to be off. Yeah, I don't want to go too much longer because Dustin has his live stream at 9. So that's 40 minutes from now, but I don't want to stomp on Dustin's territory. National disasters. That's a good one. I haven't had time to watch breaks yet, but I have not heard anything good. Teapot is buying basketball right now. Would you agree with his strategy? Considering I just sold a 3K plus Vlad baseball card and spent almost the entire 3K on basketball, yes, I would. I just spent about 2K on Trey Young and another K on Luca. Once again, mail day video coming up later. You know what? All right. We've been going for 90 minutes. So anyone that's still around, we'll do a little. This will be spoilers for a video later this week. Let me pull this stuff out real quick. Hold on a second. So I'm going to do a mail day / recent card show pickups video. But sorry, I'm turned away from the mic, so it might sound weird. We'll do it now. I'll do a little sneak peek preview here. Give me 1 second. 1 second. I do not have any 86 Fleer. I wouldn't mind a Jordan at some point in time. Let me get situated here. Let's see. That's this. Give me a second. We got to get the other camera flung over here. Guys, getting a little behind the scenes scoop here as you see my other second camera setup. Let me switch this over. Aha, desktop cam engaged. We'll see how long the battery lasts on this. Okay. Card show pickup. We'll do mail day stuff first. Once again, this will be a video later this week, but for those that have hung around this long into the live stream, we'll probably close up on this. And then I'll swing back through and hit any last minute questions, but this will probably be the last major thing. So these are my recent pickups. 4 of these cards are eBay / MySlabs purchases, and 2 of them are card show purchases. So we'll hit the 2 card show purchases first. This was the main one. Picked this up Saturday at the Xenia show. Talked about this on the Sunday morning live. I'm sorry, Sunday morning weekend review. These NT booklets are super undervalued, especially if you're PCing a player or collecting a player. This is an absolutely ridiculous patch. This is numbered out of 99. It's an on-card auto, and I got this for $500. That exquisite RPA back there, yeah, it's numbered out of 15, and it's a BGS 9.5. Cost me significantly more than that. And this is just a cooler card. I know booklets just do not get the love, but as a fan of a player, if you want a sick-looking card, these are ridiculous. So this was Xenia show pickup. Got this for $480. Pretty fair deal with shout out to Logan from Card Collector 2. Sunday at the Rated Rip show, I picked this up. This is my second one. Optic Hollow PSA 9 Luca. Guy had 1,100 on this. I got it for $925, which I thought was a pretty good deal. The first one that I got at the National, I got for $850. Recent eBay comps on this are $1050, but they're a little out of date in my opinion. I don't think a 9 has sold for a while. And the 10 has gone up a little bit. I think if you could find these for under $1,000, they're a buy all day long. If I see more under 1,000, I would probably buy them. But I have 2 now. This is the one I got at the National back here. And this is the one that I picked up Sunday at the Rated Rip show. So very happy to pick up a second one of these because it'll make it easier to sell if it goes way up, because I would like to hold on to one of these. And then let's get into mail day. So mail day stuff. We talked about the Trey PSA 9 silvers in that video last week. I practice what I preach. Trey Young silver PSA 9. Trey Young silver PSA 9. Trey Young silver PSA 9. So these were all pickups from last week. One of these was an eBay purchase at $380, I think. And then two of these I bought from the same seller. I got them for $720 combined. So I think my cost average on the three is $370, I believe. And I feel pretty good about that. Even if Trey stuff comes back down a little bit, there is a good chance that this NBA spike is temporary. You know, we see a little run up in prices here, then they dip back down again as we kind of go back into the off-season lull. But I feel pretty good about these sub $400 all day long on these silver PSA 9s. I really like the Hawks. I really like Trey. He showed me something in the playoffs. And then the big one, I mean, not necessarily price-wise, but the one that I like the best is Trey Optic Hollow PSA 10. I got this for $970 on IG. This is pop 150, I think. So extremely low population. Absolutely gorgeous card. And once again, I feel like these are undervalued at around $1,000. Like, go look at the charts of PSA 10 Prizms and how much they've gone up, and then look at the chart on Optic Hollow PSA 10s, and these are way lower pop. And I know pop is equivalent to demand, but these still usually flow congruently with PSA 10s. So if PSA 10 sees a 30% rise, usually the Optic Hollow will see a 30% rise eventually. Sometimes it takes a little time, just like the PSA 9s. But the problem is, well, not the problem, where you can work the edge on this, like I talked about in the video. These are low pops, so they don't sell often. So if you could find someone willing to sell at the old comp, sometimes you could still get deals. So I really like this pickup for under 1K. I got this for, like I said, $970 out the door. So those are all my recent buys. A bunch of Trey Young and this. So essentially, it kind of worked out. So I had the Vlad Blue. I sold the Vlad Blue and basically bought this. Is essentially the way that it worked out, because I got this for around $1K, this for around $1K, and this for a little over 1,000. So this is about 3.1-ish. So I sold sold the Vlad Blue and got this. And it was just a simple matter of, I think this pile has more upside than the Vlad Blue does over the next 6 months, say. So that is my thought process there. I'm going to scroll through chat real quick and pick up on any last minute questions. And then we'll probably wrap this thing up pretty quick here. Do I have any baseball cards? Yes, I do. I have a bunch of Soto and Acuna. I'm sorry, Soto and Tatis. I have some Acuna, not much. I sold a lot of baseball recently. I got 2 Soto Pinks that I grabbed the National, Tatis Refractor, and Acuna First Bowman. Just base. I have some other baseball too, but those are my bigger baseball cards. There's some sleepers that I like too. I've been making plays on this stuff because it seems undervalued, and you have limited windows on this Luka and Trey stuff because it moves fast. No, I didn't get any select this time around. LaMelo is nowhere near on Luka and Trey's level. It just depends. You know, I'm not gonna try to focus in on. I'm not gonna try to get tunnel vision on select and miss plays on the other stuff. None. I do not use a magnifying glass for grading. Trey Opticalo PSA 9, probably around 250. I talked about this in the video. If you didn't catch it, it was what was the name of that video? Oh, how I like to found value in sports cards. It was posted earlier this week, I think Tuesday. The thing with Trey Optic Hollow, it's usually more of a 4x from 9s to 10s because the population count's way higher on the 9s. PSA 9 Trey Optic Hollows are like pop 300. PSA 10s are pop 150. So you don't get the same 3x. Yeah, hopefully I hit 10K soon. Should probably be sometime in September, most likely, just based off the current trends. Off the top of my head, I am not sure. I'd have to think about that one. But I would definitely put those two in there for sure. Chrome just always gets the love. Do you ever end up with bulk singles? Do you sell them or box and store them? I had a bunch of bulk singles. They're not bulk. They were better than that. But like Trey base, Jaw base, some Carl Anthony Towns stuff. I actually just sold a whole stack of stuff to a local dealer. He was in chat earlier, actually. Tom Brady, the GOAT. I just sold him probably 100 raw cards. I just eBay comped him out and cut him a deal at 65%. I am not a big LaMelo guy. Ruby Wave's not a bad play. I would go for the silver or the red ice beforehand. The red ice just looks way better than the Ruby Wave. Where's my Trey red ice? Trey red ice. Yeah. This is just a really good looking card. I really wish I got this in a PSA 10. I had the chance at the National, and I didn't pull the trigger. And I wish I would have. I am kicking myself for not getting this in a PSA 10. These just look so much better than the Ruby Waves. Just a great looking card. Miss the window. Miss the window. What are you going to do? Can't win them all. All right. Any last minute questions? Otherwise, we will probably wrap up pretty quick here. Thibault's a good NBA player. I don't know that he's a good card to buy, if that makes sense. There's a difference. Just because you're a good NBA player doesn't mean you should run out and buy their cards. Well, I have it right here. While we're talking, we talked about Revolution earlier. Like, just look at how good these cards look. Like, look at how good that card looks. I love Revolution. As an entry-level product, I absolutely love Revolution. I got this for $350. Like, all day, please. Look at how good that looks. What great looking cards. I get it's not the highest end thing. I get that they're paper, but man. Like if you want low pop stuff, like if you're what like I get like, we talked about it earlier. Low pop doesn't mean everything. But if you're looking for something a little more entry level, pick these up, man. Just great looking cards. Love Revolution as a look. I have a jaw around here somewhere, but I don't remember where it is. Nah, can't find it. We talked about this earlier. I'm not super up on the Topps Chrome rookie class. Yeah, the red ice is super sexy. I agree. Revolution, very underrated product. Very, very underrated product. So, all right, ladies and gents, we are going to run pretty quick here. Smash the like button. It looks like we're at 63 likes. There are 120 of you in here. So, but yeah, tomorrow, Card Collector 2 PSA reveal video. That's tomorrow morning. At some point in time later this week, spoilers, we'll do a mail day recent pickup video, which you guys basically just watched. For those that hung around this long. I also am going to do a video of, I did the research for it. I just need to record it. I was going to record it tonight and get ahead, but I did the live stream instead. Of you don't have, basically the title of the video is going to be something along the lines of you don't have to grade everything. We're going to talk about a bunch of different, we're mostly going to use select football and look at comps from CSG, HGA, and SGC and look at how many of these cards you're probably better off selling raw. Specifically with select basketball coming out, a lot of this stuff, if you're ripping select basketball, which you probably shouldn't be, but if you are, you might be better off just selling the singles raw as fast as possible and not grading a lot of this stuff. So, but yeah, personal finance dad in 25 minutes. So go check out his stuff. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. Catch you guys and girls tomorrow morning for the 9 a.m. video drop, PSA reveal, and we'll see you throughout the week. Catch you guys and girls on the next one. Peace. Like button on the way out the door. Bye.